Lots of announcements for my part-time reselling business in this video. The first one is my Depop summer experiment thing is over. The free shipping promo ended July 7th, and so did my sales basically. They pretty much dried up. I've been selling one a day, but I don't think it's even been every day. As a matter of fact, foreshadowing for what I'm going to start talking about, I have like less than 10 items on eBay right now, and I sold a shirt on eBay. So it's like I have 140 something items on Depop and nothing sold. And then I have less than 10 items on eBay and sold a polo shirt. Specifically a Peter Millar Summer Comfort size medium polo shirt with a little golf embroidery on the chest. Sold for $20 on offer. Now, speaking about eBay. So, if you guys are new here, I started reselling about a year ago. I have a massive death pile because I love to source. I'm addicted to thrifting. It's no secret. And I have an apartment full of stuff and I haven't listed it all. And it's time to make some big decisions. Things that I've been contemplating are, and this is a brand new one that actually my wife. Now, before I even say this, let me give you a little bit of context. So I started reselling probably the beginning of last summer and started sourcing beginning of last summer. And just now, my wife brought up storage unit. So after a year of sourcing part-time, but listing probably less than part-time, yeah, she basically sees all the stuff I have and she's like, have you ever thought about doing a storage unit? And I had thought about it, but I never talked about it. Since she brought it up, I just thought that was kind of crazy. So that just kind of gives you an idea of how much crap is in this apartment. If she's like, maybe you should get a storage unit for your out of season stuff. But one thing that I've been preaching in prior videos is, since I am part-time, I do have a full-time job. I wanted to keep my overhead extremely low or nothing. And right now, I'm spending nothing. So a storage unit would cost money every month, and I've already decided that I don't want to do that. I want to keep all the stuff here, have easy access to it. Excuse me. Of course, I'm burping. I haven't burped the whole time, and then as soon as I turn the video on, I'm burping now. So yeah, no storage unit. Another thing that is kind of recent, but I really started contemplating, is a cross lister. And I know a lot of full-time resellers use Nifty AI, and I looked into it and considered it, but I think there's two plans. There's like a 40 and like a 80 or 90, which is crazy. And again, if I was full-time, I would be a lot more open to it. But shelling out that kind of money for part-time, I don't know. Plus, there's other little things. Like, I'm 46 years old. I'm not very tech savvy at all. I don't even own a computer. I do everything on my phone and I have an iPad. I probably am going to get a laptop maybe for Christmas. So maybe if my wife asks me what I want, maybe I'll just get a cheap laptop so I can keep up with what I'm getting ready to tell you. So I did decide to spend a little bit of money and have a little bit of overhead. And I think the best use of my money right now is going all in on eBay. And I've been watching a ton of like tech and sports, the Daily Refinement, which he doesn't post anymore, but he has a ton of really good um, advice and info on his channel still, specifically about eBay. Granted, he did all the platforms plus whatnot, but he has a lot of information on eBay. And that's what I'm going to do. eBay has been the best platform for me. It's the one that I've put the most time into in this past year ish. And Depop, I've kind of just been on and off with. One thing that appealed to me with Depop was the fact that it was kind of like a store. Like you have your own shop, you can run a sale. Um, People can view all your items very easily. Um, and that was one thing that was lacking with eBay was, I like, people search for individual things, but I was weighing all my options. And the three platforms that I deal with right now, signed up for and stuff, sold things on, is eBay, Depop, and whatnot. I'm not going to mess with Poshmark. I'm not going to mess with Macari. Granted, if I do go full time in a few years and get a cross lister, I probably will add those platforms. Macari, I don't know. Everybody says it's dead, but if it's one of those free, might as well do it things, I don't know. But anyways, that's the future. The present is me working full time at the hospital, which I survived another night last night, 12 hours. If you guys don't know, I work in surgery. I am not a surgeon, but I do work in and with surgery, so it can get a little crazy. We had a very busy, we have a very busy Sunday, and pull a lot of the cases and stuff the day before, the night before. So very busy Sunday. And we run a skeleton crew on the weekends, and of course I'm part of it. So it's just like me and like one or two other people, and it's a lot of work and a lot of stress. Hopefully I can do this full time in 5 years. If you don't know, I'm going to switch subject just for 1 second. If you don't know, I'm on a 5-year plan. I just started talking about it. I have 2 teenage kids. When my kids are grown, my son is 13. He just turned 13. When he is 18 and I'm done with child support and all that good stuff, and I think I am going to make some big changes. I don't know if I'll leave the hospital. I might just change my hours. I'm not sure. But I do want to make some big changes. If I can get my part-time reselling business at a semi-decent level, that's going to really help with my decision making when it comes time to decide if I'm going to go full-time with the reselling or not. Also, another thing that I've played with was maybe still working, but possibly retiring my wife early and have her help me. So I can do it on more of a full-time scale, have her help me. She can leave her horrible job that she hates. And yeah, so we'll see. But that is in the future. Let's get back to the present. I'm putting all my eggs in eBay's basket, kind of. I will let you know exactly what I'm talking about here in a second. So what I'm doing with eBay is during the summer months, I was listing everything on Depop and then just a few things on eBay. And I'm going to change that and I'm going to list everything on eBay. And I'm going to use Whatnot as a kind of like a clearance type thing. And what I mean by that specifically is items that may not do well on eBay, some items that I picked up that may not give me the profit that I want from eBay. With eBay, things have to make sense because there's a lot more fees and everything involved. And I do try to make a $10 profit on every item. Sometimes it does not work out. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. But I do try to get that $10 after all the fees. So items that will not give me $10 profit, I can put on Whatnot. Items that maybe are just a little flawed, that will mess up that profit margin on eBay, I can put on Whatnot. Granted, I will always disclose flaws with items when I'm showing them on Whatnot. I don't want anyone to get a surprise. That is one thing that I have done since the beginning and I want to keep doing. From all my jobs that I've had, I have a crazy high attention to detail. I've had to with the jobs I have had. I'm in healthcare right now, and you have to have an extreme high attention to detail, or it could cost someone's life. So I mean, it doesn't get much more serious than that. I've also worked at General Motors on an assembly line, and some of these part numbers are this long, and you pick the wrong part, and you're putting the wrong colored trim inside the truck. I mean, it's so you really have to have a very high attention to detail. You can't be dyslexic, you can't be colorblind, anything like that. But also, I am very huge on customer service. So I'm going all eBay. I went ahead and purchased a store subscription. Before, I was getting 250 free listings per month, which is fine. But for some of the reasons why I like Depop, I now can have that with eBay. With the store, I have a storefront. I'm going to put a banner on there. I'm going to make up a bunch of cool little categories for all my clothes that I'm listing. I can run sales, I can run coupons, markdowns, all kind of promotions. So I'm really excited about that. Probably do need to get a damn laptop. Worst case, I can get it at Christmas. I can do some things on the iPad. It just you have to kind of do weird things with the screen. But so yeah, eBay. I bought the store subscription. It is $22 a month. I went ahead and got the 1 year. So I'm committed. I'm going to try. Here's the thing with my listing. I don't want to give, because everyone's so specific, I do 5 a day, I do 10 a day, every day, I schedule ahead. Blah, blah. With working third shift at a hospital, 12 hours, 3 times a week, my hours are really screwed up. Even on my days off, my sleep is jacked up. And so What I'm going to do is I'm going to say how many listings per week I'm going to do. And I'm going to try to stick to that. And having the store subscription, I think, will help kind of keep me on track. And now I do have a little bit of overhead, but I think it's worth it. I mean, you sell like a couple shirts and it pays for, the subscription. So I am a top rated seller on eBay. So the two big changes that I made, actually three big changes. One, leaving Depop. The reason why I'm leaving Depop, for me, with my three platforms, Depop was kind of in the middle. So you got Whatnot over here selling stuff cheap, right? Probably to other resellers. And then over here you got eBay, where I have top seller rated, 100% feedback, which is hard to do. And I just have the most history with. I think I have over 200 items sold, 180 something positive feedbacks, something crazy like that. No neutral, no negatives. I've only had 2 returns in the past. One was because I didn't put measurements, and then the other one was, I can't remember. Maybe I only had 1 return. But so with Depop, I was getting less money than eBay, but more money than Whatnot. That's kind of why I put it in the middle. But now that I have the eBay store, some of these little features that were on Depop, like, I just don't feel like I need Depop anymore. If I'm selling the same items here and here, and I'm selling them for less here, right? Plus with Depop, now the boosting is 12%, and at that, I might as well just pay the eBay fees. So the couple of big changes I did with eBay is, one, for the longest time, I was like, no returns, thrifted clothes. I'm not taking stuff back for fit and all this stuff. And, I've heard horror stories from people on YouTube like, oh, people are just trying stuff out and sending it back, or people are waiting till like right before the 30 days and sending it back. People are renting my clothes. And I didn't want that. So I was with no returns for a long time. Well, I also think that was affecting my sales, because when you search for items on eBay, you can click accepts returns, you can click free returns. So what I did was I went ahead and changed my return policy. I am going to accept returns, but I did pick the strictest one. And what I mean by that is what eBay wants you to pick is free returns within 30 days. That means you pay for the item to be shipped back as the seller. I don't want to do that. I am still part-time. Sometimes I don't sell that much, and I don't want to be getting all this damn shit returned. Now, I try to do my best on listing and, lay everything out there so the buyer knows exactly what they're getting. But I went ahead and changed it. I want to do everything positive with eBay that's going to help speed up some sales and get some of this shit out of my apartment. So I went ahead and did buyer paid returns 14 days. That's the lowest you can pick. So people can return things. They have 2 weeks to return them. They have to pay for the shipping label. So if they're willing to do that, when I get the item back, I will inspect it. If it's cool, I'm going to issue their refund and I'll relist the item. If stuff's not cool, then I'll have to fight it somehow. I'll have to mess with it. Hopefully that does not happen, but I'm sure it will eventually. You sell enough, it's going to happen. The other big change was getting the eBay store subscription. In the past, I never wanted to do that. I didn't want to spend any money, but I feel like it's going to be a positive change, and I think it's going to help my part-time business. So that's the big changes. I am going to keep Whatnot. Like I said, I can kind of use that as like a clearance, maybe some out of season stuff that I want to make some room with. I can throw on there for $5 starts. Plus, I really do like Whatnot. I like the live selling thing. I'm not scared to go live. Like, I don't know. I just think it's a fun time. Like, I play music and just interact with everyone, and it's fun. It's like you're bringing a few people into your living room. You know what I mean? And it's kind of cool. And I have met some cool people on there. So I'm gonna keep Whatnot, and I do want to try to build that. It's gonna be a slow build. I know that, but I'm gonna try to do. I don't know if I'm going to commit to every Friday, but I'm going to try to do at least one show a month. It's always going to be on a Friday during the day. That is the only day that my wife has to go into the office, and I'm here by myself. I can blast the music, even though we have neighbors now. For a while, we had no neighbors. I live in a townhouse, so no one lives above or below, but on each side. And for a while, I had no neighbors, and now there's there's neighbors on both sides. So I will still play music, but it might not be as crazy. But yeah, it's just fun. So I'm gonna slowly build the Whatnot, and that's another thing. Like I'm trying to think for the future. I'm trying to think of going full time reselling. Like in 5 years, what will my Whatnot look like? Like right now, it's nothing. But in 5 years, 5 years of shows, 5 years of people seeing this giant bald head, I think it might be good. So I want to keep that as a tool. You can move things fast on there. Things are going to be sold cheaper, and I understand that. So I will be picky and choosy about what I take on there, but it will still be good things. Just they may not be up to eBay standards. It may be some more common items, things like that. So yeah. So that's pretty much my update. I think that's it. And I'm also starting my eBay store from scratch. I'm breaking out the white tablecloth again as my background on my kitchen table. This is where I take my pictures right here. I'm going to put the white tablecloth down for eBay, and I'm going to start fresh. And I'm going to list right now. I'm probably going to list like golf stuff still. I mean, we still got some nice weather. It's nice in parts of the country year round. So I'm going to list some golf stuff. I think that'll be a good start. And yeah, and then probably I'm using my wife again. My wife said start listing my fall stuff, like back to school stuff, like mid-August. So I think maybe in just a few weeks I'll start listing all the fall stuff, and that'll be all on eBay. So I think it's going to be good. I think the sales are going to be more consistent than Depop. I am going to try to list. This is a kind of a hefty goal of mine, but I'm going to try to list 50 items a week. So that breaks down to how many a day? So 7 items a day. 7 times 7 is 49. 7 items a day. I'm not going to list a couple of days of the week. So a couple of days I'll go crazy and list 15 or 20. I think I can do it. So I'm going to be listing 50 items a week on eBay. My store, I can list 1,000 items for free each month. Granted, every 30 days it renews, so you got to factor that into. But compared to the 250 free listings that I was getting, now I'm going to have 1,000 per month. I think it's worth it. I'm going to be able to run sales, markdowns, all kind of stuff. I'm going to get the free eBay supplies every quarter, which, I do go through tape and poly mailers and stuff a lot. So if I can get some of that stuff back for free, I'm cool with that. But appreciate you guys tuning in, and there's going to be a lot more from me and my journey of reselling. So stay tuned.